If you're going to save for one big trip in the next 5 years, then I strongly think Serengeti should be one of your top contenders. My husband and I have been lucky enough to travel all over the world, from the futuristic streets of Tokyo to the historic alleys of Rome. But I can tell you, nothing compares to the feeling of that first morning in Serengeti. Yes, a trip to Africa is expensive, but the memory of seeing a lion up close is absolutely invaluable. It's life transforming, and we decided to go for it. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how we pulled off our epic 10-day safari in Tanzania. I'm covering all the planning secrets and how to book the perfect safari package so you can stop dreaming and start planning your own trip to the land of endless plains. Let's dive in. So what makes the Serengeti so special? You hear the name, you see documentaries, but I don't think anything can prepare you for what it feels like to actually be there. The name Serengeti comes from the Maasai word Seringet, which means the place where the land runs on forever. And it truly is. It's a vast ocean of grass, and you stand up in the jeep and you look out and the horizon just never ever ends. It makes you feel tiny, but in the best way possible. The main reason Serengeti is so famous is the Great Migration. It's the largest land migration of animals on Earth. We're talking about over 1.5 million wildebeest, and with them hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles. And it's not just a single event, it's a constant year-round search for fresh grass and water. They're always moving, which means there's always wildlife action. We were there in late May and we got to see these massive herds across the plains. It's just mind-blowing. And of course, you have so many animals, and hence you'll also have those large predators. And Serengeti is one of the best places to see the big five: the lion, the leopard, the elephant, buffalo, and rhino. We saw huge prides of lions sleeping on the side of the road, massive herds of a family of elephants, and we were even lucky to spot the critically endangered black rhino. But I think what makes this special is it's a complete intact ecosystem. It's not just a zoo, it's wild, it's raw, and it's totally unpredictable. You're seeing life and death, the struggle and the beauty, all just right in front of you. And it has been here for thousands of years, and it's a place that changes you, and which is why it's so special. The first thing to know about Serengeti is that it's massive. It's not just a park, it's an entire ecosystem that covers over 30,000 square kilometers. It famously flows from northern Tanzania all the way up into southern Kenya, which is on the other side, commonly known as the Masai Mara. For our trip, we focused on the Tanzanian side, which makes up about 85% of the entire Serengeti ecosystem, and it's the home to the endless plains and the Serengeti region. How do you get to the middle of the African savanna? Most international travelers fly into one of two main airports in Tanzania, Kilimanjaro or Dar es Salaam. We flew from San Francisco to Kilimanjaro, and we were able to book those super long-haul flights entirely with credit card points. Typically, you would land at Kilimanjaro, drive about an hour to the city of Arusha, spend the night in a hotel, and then wake up the next morning to start a long 5-hour drive into the national park. But we didn't want to do that. We wanted to maximize our time in the park. So our flight path included an 8-hour layover in Doha, which we intentionally booked an airport hotel so that we can get a full night's rest. And when we landed at Kilimanjaro early in the morning, we felt totally refreshed. Our tour agent had a driver waiting for us, but instead of taking us to a hotel in Arusha, he drove us to Arusha airport. From there, we hopped on a tiny bush plane, and in under an hour, we landed directly in the heart of the Serengeti at the Seronera Airstrip. By 11 a.m., we were checked in and already in our safari jeep for our first game drive. We saved an entire day of travel and even the cost of an extra hotel in Arusha. It was a total game changer and we highly recommend it. When is the best time to visit Serengeti? There is no bad time to visit. There's always wildlife action year round. It just depends on what you want to see. If you go from January to March, that's the calving season. So you'll see thousands of baby wildebeest, which, as you can imagine, also means a lot of predator action. If you want that super lush green scenery and lesser crowds, then you can go during the shoulder season, which is usually from November to December. But the most popular time is the dry season, from May to October. This is the prime time for wildlife viewing and, of course, the Great Migration. We visited during the last week of May and it was absolutely unreal. The weather was amazing and we were so lucky to even see the massive migration of thousands of zebras and wildebeest. But honestly, seeing that from the hot air balloon, that was one of the most spectacular and life-changing moments of our lives. It is one activity you should definitely consider if you're going to be in Serengeti. There are several companies who run balloon safaris and they're highly reputed, and your tour operators will usually book with their preferred partner. We flew with a company called Nysa, and to reach the balloons, we had to wake up super early in the morning at 4 a.m. and drive to the launch site. They were already filling the balloons with hot air, and I just couldn't believe how big it was. Once you're in the air, it's absolutely magical. Seeing animals just getting up from their sleep after sunrise was so mesmerizing. And we even saw zebras, wildebeest, a hippo, and even a few lions. And we got some incredible 360-degree view of the entire Serengeti. And after this successful balloon ride, we even celebrated the special moment with some champagne, followed by a breakfast buffet in the bush. If you want a smooth, stress-free trip, my number one piece of advice would be to book a complete tour package. A good tour operator handles all your flights, your park permits, and even your accommodation. This is not the trip that you want to try and do it yourself. When you're getting quotes, the price will vary based on three main things: the season you're visiting, your trip duration, and the type of accommodation you want to stay in. You have everything from budget to luxury, and we chose to do a mix of both. The tented camps are an experience that you definitely don't want to miss. And there are also luxurious ones with comfy beds and hot showers, but all of these are unfenced. So that means you're truly in the wild. You even need to be escorted at night, and we will never forget lying in bed hearing wildebeest right outside our tent. We even spotted some hyena prints the next day morning. It's the kind of thrill you get to go only to see in Serengeti. And every tour package also includes your own private jeep as well as your guide. And they're your absolute lifelines. They're the experts who constantly communicate with other safari guides to help you find those amazing animal spottings. And since you're out on the dusty, bumpy of African massage roads all day, all your meals are handled by the lodging and the camps. Starting with an early morning breakfast, a packed lunch that you can enjoy while you're on your game drive, and then wrapping up with a nice relaxing dinner at the lodge. It's all taken care of for you so that you can focus completely on enjoying the wildlife. And that is why the Serengeti should be at the top of your next travel destination list. We've shown you the logistics, some travel hacks, and why those endless plains are simply magical. But the African safari adventure is just getting started. We have a whole series of videos coming out from this trip that you don't want to miss. We'll be sharing our essential travel and packing tips for the safari, uncovering Tanzania's hidden gems beyond Serengeti, and so much more. Thank you for watching, and until then, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!